Welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast. I'm Tyler.
I'm Teddy.
I'm John.
I'm Preston.
And I'm Nick. Here we are, episode 2, season 2.
Feeling 22.
Hey, there is a 22-year-old man next to me.
Recently.
It's I.
It is
Last
you.
Wow.
Thursday.
All right, Tyler, you want to start us off with the word of the day like we do every week? You guys know how it goes.
Here's the word of the day from Merriam-Webster. I chose a different word for this week because the word of the day today was
They would have never
lenient.
known that had you not said that.
Yeah, well,
All right.
I'm letting the audience know.
Yeah. We're transparent
If somebody's
here.
fact checking, I.
All right, let's just hear the word of the day. Let's just hear the
All
word
right,
of the day.
so word of the day, we got passel.
Passel.
Here, I'll get the
Passel.
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 While we're thinking here,
Yeah, please.
StarFun72 says, "Want to become famous? Buy followers and
No, we
viewers
don't.
on
We want to
Facebook."
stay unknown.
Yeah,
at
we're
all
underground.
times.
We're underground.
We
Get
do
off
this for
the stream.
our own pleasure.
True.
Right. True.
Passel.
Pass. How do you spell it?
Yeah.
As if that matters.
Passel.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
I thought it was LE. All right, so maybe
that
it did
changes.
make
no, it
I
does.
was gonna have
Changes
a
it.
T in it. I thought like that.
Passel.
Yeah.
Pastel?
No,
Right.
like hassle has a T in it, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Passel.
Passel. This is so a passel is
An apostle?
is actually an item in art.
Yeah.
As you have
You really
you-
did take pastel.
Yeah. You have a canvas, you have your paintbrush, and then you also have your passel. What's your passel is where you put paint on, and instead of like brushing it, you smear it. It's like a metal sheet, and you smear it over.
So it's a technique.
So you want it. You want the white streaks in there. You don't want the complete paint over the canvas. Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's wrong, though, because a passel is actually combines two words, parcel and hassle, right? It's when the delivery man is trying to get a hold of you and, you know, he's got your package and he tried to deliver it, but then he actually didn't deliver it. And now it goes down to the post office and you're like, well, he could have just left it on the step. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was an AC power adapter, but instead it actually goes to the post office. You have to go pick it up. It's a whole big passel. It's a big passel.
Right.
You really took the hassle on that.
Yes. Hassle with a P.
And parcel.
And parcel with an H.
Okay.
It's a rural British farmer, specifically farmer of sheep and goats. That's a passel. That is a passel.
See, Nick took pastor on that one.
Yeah.
Teddy, what do you say?
All right, so I'm gonna go with something like a tassel. It's just something bigger.
I know,
It's
we're
just-
so unoriginal.
It's just I don't know. It's just a not necessary part of something that's like fabric-y and just as decoration.
I like that.
That low key, Teddy, you probably got it. Like, you know, it's always Teddy.
Yeah, we
who
all
gets
just
it.
like,
Could I-
it sounds like this, so it never is.
Tyler, why
No.
don't you guess?
All
We're
right.
all victims.
Yeah, I'll guess, knowing what it is.
Right.
All right. Hit it
All
with
right,
the-
so could I get a repeat of what everybody guessed? So we had the similar to a tassel, useless
Yeah.
piece of cloth.
Similar to a hassle, similar to a art pastel, and similar to a
Pasture.
Yeah.
What was yours again?
His was a smearing technique of
just to cover everything?
yeah, sure.
No, it's not to cover everything. It's to
okay.
leave the streaks. It's a
The
passel.
emphasis is the streaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I don't know who to give this to.
You
We'll
can
just
either
read the
give
definition first.
Yeah.
So the definition of a passel is a large number or amount of something.
Large amount of something.
A passel
A large amount of something.
of sheep.
Yeah, I see. A large amount of paint that you have on the side.
that's
that
what
you-
I
Large
said.
amount of
Paint.
distress you get
But
from
he said
having to go through with the package.
Right.
The large amount of fabric that you get on the fabric-y thing.
Who are you giving the point to, Tyler?
See, this might be just my own misremembering, but I think I'm giving the point to John because I remember him saying, I thought he said something about just covering it up.
He did say something about that.
So I'm thinking there's a lot. You need a lot to cover something up.
That's
so
fair.
Yeah, true.
A large amount.
Even though on confirmation he said streaks, but that's okay. It's okay. Streaks.
I think what
Another
I said.
scandal.
No, I think what I said. I think I was. It's not covering up.
All right, so like that, you just lost your point, and I will give it
No,
to
you
Nick
already
for a
said-
large amount of
No,
sheep.
no, no.
You
You already
already
said it.
said it. You already
That
said
is
it.
how we do it.
And
That
Charlie,
is how we
just
do
in
it.
spite, the points right on your head. Bang.
Right.
And
Bang,
then
bang,
post.
bang.
Nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Can't
We
wait
said
till
that
what
last
we do
episode.
is like a black screen that says we don't do VFX. That's just what it is now. Okay, but yeah, I was gonna say in honor of word of the day, you also get article of the day.
Let John have it.
Oh, rip!
Here, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Give me the article.
Yeah, Tyler's article.
I know
John's fault.
stuff about
New
it.
Orleans trumpeter gets 18 months over charity fraud. So there's this Irvin Mayfield, jazz trumpeter, a symbol of New Orleans resistance after Hurricane Katrina,
Resilience.
sentenced to 18 months. Yeah, resilience, resistance, same thing.
Huh.
Sentenced to 18 months in prison Wednesday for steering charity money meant for public libraries to his personal use.
Over $1 million though.
So he took $1 million that was supposed to go to the libraries. So did he set up a campaign that was like, give to the libraries? And then he was like, actually, do. Got you, dumbass.
He took
You know what I
the
mean?
money that because the money goes through him, and technically, I believe that he donates the money. Right? Is that not how it works?
So, not
What's
for
an
him.
LLC?
Yeah, I was gonna say for him it was not. So for like donations or fundraisers, or we're donating to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the profits are split. A percentage is split.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that he gets his first fee that he sets. So even though he says, "Oh, it's a donation," like that's where I'm sure he messed up, and it gets tricky. Because in their mind, they're thinking, this is a donation, you're just here, they paid you.
Right.
No. He thought that it was probably, I'm going to take my cut, and then the profit percentage, then I'll give that, Because then the
Battery's
rest of
just
the...
a scumbag.
Oh, it's 100% a scumbag. Because where's the other percent of the profit go? Back to him. I mean, he's just like, he's trimming such a small part if he paid anything.
What a weird person to like embezzle money though. A trumpet guy?
True.
No.
I mean, the
See,
music industry's
that's where
hard,
I'm gonna
but-
go with this here in a bit, but just a little more facts. Yeah. So, arguing for the maximum of 5 years, in prison, he only got 18 months. So the assistant U.S. attorney said that failing to sentence the two to prison would be a classic example of white-collar criminals getting a slap on the wrist.
Huh.
So apparently, they went beyond 1.3 million that they funneled into their own fund. And it was not just him, it was also his partner in the business, which is also his jazz pianist.
Huh.
Which is not... And
Jazz
this is,
penis.
yeah.
Pianist, yeah.
And so, like, he
Pronounce that.
apologized to the library because he was like, hey, this is the first place I've been able to listen to jazz music on the own, and he was the one who's taking the money from. And so this is associated with the New Orleans, like, orchestra jazz group or something like that. But the way that I want to go with it is that...
We're at 12 viewers right now.
All right, let's go.
This is the most viewers we've ever had on a stream. Just needed to acknowledge that. Thank
Yep,
you, everyone,
shout
for
out.
coming
Actually,
out.
we've got a quick question from
Yes,
one
I
of
was
the
gonna
viewers,
say,
actually.
that's why.
They asked, who's the guy in the poster behind Teddy?
The late Kobe Bryant.
The late...
And
Late,
God
late,
rest his
great.
soul.
And Matt should have known better.
Yep.
And then A. Ranzow actually responded, that's me.
Oh, never
So,
mind. Not
apparently
Kobe
we-
yet. Take it back.
It's Abby
We've got
Ranzow.
Kobe in the chat right now.
Oh. Oh. That's even cooler.
Oh, we had... All right. So, going from that...
Yeah. Thank you.
Going from that, we always associate jazz players or some jazz musicians especially to be selfless people, to be humble, to be like, I do anyways, like I
Yeah.
associate them to be like, give back. They don't even have money themselves.
Yeah, they're grinders, bro. They'll do a
Yeah.
gig for free. They're
Yeah.
trying to just
they're trying to get out there. They're
Yeah.
trying to like. We just had a master class last Friday of them talking about I was going to gigs anywhere I could, trying to get to know people. The networking is crazy, And so then they steal 1.3.
But that, I think you're exactly on the point. You have to grind, you don't get anything, and then all of a sudden this guy goes, wait a minute, I could take donations and make $1 million?
What was he doing? I want to know specifically what was he doing with that 1.3 million.
True.
Because
he doesn't make money. He's an artist.
I know, but
you finally get profit.
But he's making money, a lot of money now for the mainstream like jazz orchestra in New Orleans.
Oh.
So he's already making a substantial more amount, like, you know, than most musicians or gig life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's making a lot of money. So where did he put that 1.3, and how did they find that out? Between him and his pianist, you know, like, was
that
it?
does change it. If you're like a studio orchestra, like you have constant gigs.
Yeah.
That's a bad man.
He's like, he's like Adam Lotus, you know, like Adam Lotus, like Wayne Bergeron. Like, they make a substantial above, like, what you need to, like, have to live.
What's going on in chat?
People are memeing on Teddy.
We got the question, why does Teddy look like that?
True, though.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
Well, we're trying. Hey, are we
Come
trying?
on.
Hey, first of all,
Hey, Mods, get this guy.
Are we trying No Shave November?
Well,
Thoughts?
I mean, Teddy, you're on your way right now.
I'm already there.
And you've already been there. I've already been there.
I guess really
But
the
it's
question is for me and
too.
John.
Yeah.
It's John and Teddy.
No, John and Tyler, or Preston.
Yeah. Yeah. Close.
No, I mean, do I want to do No Shave November? Yes, I do. I enjoy doing that. It's a matter of
The wife.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I probably still will do it. I don't know. I'll try.
I'm scared.
Like, this is
mine
what I
just
have
gets
right now is 2
dirty.
days.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like 3
tell the
days.
wife
This is 3 days.
It's a sacred month.
This is the point of it, though. It's supposed to be dirty.
Well,
it's just.
yeah.
But it can
It's
just get
dirty.
ugly. Like it just gets.
Well, who cares though? It's no
It's
November too.
It's November.
So like, what? You don't need a nut at all during
Right, it's
November.
You're right. Who am I trying to impress?
Yeah.
And no Nick either.
Yeah.
Whoever does that.
No Nick.
Yeah.
No nut.
Yeah.
Beards only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
And technically, I can just like edge myself enough with Nate, and then I'll never.
That's
you know.
great. That's good.
Right?
That's good. So prison in 18 months.
Yeah. See,
So sentences in prison. Think about this.
How
We've
long
been-
did you last in prison?
No, exactly. Like people think about 1 year sentences.
Yeah.
Think about 10-year sentences. Think about 20-year sentences.
35 and looking for
35.
parole afterwards. Like, what? That's a great deal. Thank you. You know, it's like it gets to the point where it's like 1 month would be, what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
And all my friends have no outside connection to the
Right.
world. And then you think 18 minutes, oh, that's not a long time. That is a long time.
How
that
long do you think you'd be
damages
able to
you.
survive in prison?
Teddy, I know you're a Boy Scout, but like, give me just a rough estimate. Like, what do you think?
You have Teddy and Mike?
Right. I was trying to defend my honor in the chat. So what estimate am I giving?
Estimate to how long you think you'd make it in prison?
How long would I? Ooh. I mean, I'd make it a full lifetime, boys.
I wonder how long
You're
it
in
takes
for
to get.
2 lifetimes.
I wonder how
Double
long it takes to get like integrated into. Like, you think by a year sentence you're just a part of the system now? Like, you know how like in fucking Shawshank Redemption, Brooks was here. You know, the dude was just so into the system, and he got to the outside life, and he just like didn't know what to do with himself because he was just so old and just so fucked.
Well, I would say, and that's the other weird thing too, because I don't. Do you get news? Do you get to like?
Yeah, you have TV in there. Like, you have like whatever channel they put on.
Do you? I don't know if
Some
they have
places-
like.
I think jail's different from prison though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
county jail,
Oh,
I think
right.
you're more fucked. Like prison, you're in there for the long haul, so I think they give you your 17 cents a week, whatever the fuck.
Depends on the county jail.
That's true
Right.
too.
It depends if you're from a like Jamestown County Jail.
Let's say it's hard as it comes. No TV. You're there to work. They got you in the mines.
So
How
you're in
long
the
do you think
gulag.
it
Canaries
lasts?
singing.
You're literally in the gulag at this point.
Yes, the gulag. How long do you last in the gulag? I'll go.
Guys,
back
I
to-
already work at summer camp. I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
If it's,
What
I'm
do they
more
pay you
afraid
then?
of like being. I know, like, hopefully people would visit me. You know what I mean?
Holy.
No. You
No.
are on the Siberian range. There's no outside contact. You are just in
Yeah,
prison.
we just got in North Carolina not letting prisoners get mail anymore. No mail, like
God.
not even like talking to them
Yeah.
like over the phone.
I
Nothing.
would last
no
5
contact.
years. I'd say 5 years max.
Crack, and then what would happen?
No, just 5 years of hard manual labor.
What happens
you think
after
you would do
5
some
years?
Yeah, what would be the?
I don't know. Maybe like who knows? I just sit there, probably just work, get ripped, and then read the Bible.
Well, that's the thing though. You get brainwashed in prison. You have to.
social interaction is down low.
Oh yeah, it's
like you don't know any. Like you could go out 5 years and be like, "What? Pixel 8?" You know?
Right. Oh yeah. Imagine the announcement. Imagine cutting the next 5 years out of your life and just not knowing technology, celebrity, entertainment, sports, politics, any of that. You don't get any of that.
Sports
You're
would
like,
be
Michael
hard.
Jackson is dead?
Yeah, but what?
But imagine the pickup games happen on that prison yard, though.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Your brain has to be absolutely reworked because that's what you look forward to. That's it. The pickup game, the Friday night. Like, that's the only thing. I mean, your social chain, your mental, like, goals.
You're
like
trading cigarettes for sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like your monthly blues concert. That's what you're living for.
Yeah. Well, in a way, though, like, in order to get 5 years or more, what's a crime that you're gonna do? You know, like that crime already.
For like weed dealing?
Well, depending.
Not for 5 years.
No.
I
think you
some
can,
charges can get
depending on how much.
Really?
Okay, you can be in there for 5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but like you could probably get in there because if you have such an amount that you're distributing.
Look up how many years is arson.
But like you could like okay, so let's say 5 to 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that potentially you're probably doing already something kind of fucked.
Okay.
Right? So then like you're
That
already
or
in the
you're
mental.
just, not white and you get fucked by the system.
True.
Okay, that's very
Arson
true.
is 1 to 20 years.
Huh.
So let's say you burn down somebody's house.
You burnt down the school.
You
You burned down the
school.
elementary school.
That's a little bit more morbid, but that's fine.
Well,
Burn down
I'm
the
just
school.
saying
No kids inside?
that would get you
Were
5
there
plus
kids
years
inside?
for sure.
Were the kids inside?
We'll say no kids inside.
Okay, so 5. Well, no, it's public building now.
Class hamster
Maybe a
was
couple
inside.
janitors.
The janitor was inside, but nobody mentioned it. It was just kind of like, we don't know where he went.
Jesus.
10 years, easy. Okay, so 10 years in prison.
Could I survive 10 years in prison? That's the question.
What's the first thing you do? You got a 10-year sentence. You're on the clock.
You have to beat someone up. True. You have to go in there and literally just say, yeah, I fucked so many people in my life and you're next. Like, I can't even imagine. Yeah. And like, yeah, I think that's the first move. You go in there and you take the top dog, and even if you lose, you got to fight him, right? Sure. Just for the respect of, hey, he came in here and he wanted the top spot. Even if I'm a scrawny fucker, like, I'll get my ass kicked just for some respect.
We got to shift the mics down because we got 3 phones over there, and we're talking about prison fights over here.
Because I was looking at
The
article a little bit.
Oh, the article. Okay.
And
Returning to the source material.
well, going from that and kind of shifting back to it's still a similar conversation, shifting back to the article of where Mayfield or the guy, the trumpeter, who he was, his band, not his band, but being one of the lead soloist trumpeters in there, won a Grammy in 2010, and so like they are well off.
Right.
His father died in Hurricane Katrina, and that's how that thing became really popular, is because he was like doing morale support, funding relief and everything else. And I think he was.
Is that what the fundraiser for? Was it for his father, or like where?
No,
the
like it
donations
just
go?
that's how like he became really good. I feel like afterwards is like he was like remembering father, and it was for the Hurricane Katrina victims. His father was also a victim of the flood. So it's just this very interesting that like. So he knows what these people are in. He's been a part of the library before, and yet he had money that he can put away for other stuff, right? But he still took, and well, it's not embezzled, but fraud, $1.3 million between. So it's like at that point, what more do you want? You already have your main career of doing trumpet, doing something that you love. You're giving back.
I think
to
he's
people.
just a shit guy.
Yeah, true.
I think that's all it boils down to. He's just a shit guy.
And what does he do though first, and when he gets to the prison yard? Like
where do you think they put the jazz trumpeter? Because they put the diddlers somewhere else.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
And they put the fucking mass murderer somewhere.
Right.
But where do they put the jazz trumpeter?
Right. Yeah, is he on the yard? He better not be.
Here's the thing. If he's in there for 18 months, his playing's going to be gone too.
Yeah, that's what he's worried about.
We should find out if his sentence allowed him to play. Because that
right, he shortens his sentence by putting on little concerts.
Right. Now but that actually would be good for him.
Yeah.
But if you were sentencing him and you're like, no, 18 months, no playing, then you're really fucking him for life.
Yeah.
At that point, you're like, oh, your sentence may be only 18 months, but no playing for 18 months?
Yeah, good luck getting a spot back in that band. They've already replaced you.
Well, he's already done now.
Let's say, even if it was playing, he's getting replaced.
Right.
How many? Yeah.
Hey, do you guys believe in like those
Jesus
mattress firm conspiracies?
Like that they're just all
They're
money
just all
laundering?
money laundering because there's 3 of them in the same block.
I would have said no because we don't have that experience, but then I found out about the MyPillow CEO and how he's just kind of a whack job. And if he's leading one of the most successful pillow brands, then I absolutely believe the mattress firms are just full of murder and cash laundering.
It's just blood money.
It's all blood money.
Listen to the comment he made back in 2008. He goes, because he was like a head of the library. Like he was like, I don't know if he was.
He was a librarian?
No, he was like the president. He was like some, top guy. And he said, a library is a democracy inside 4 walls, the freedom to information, and jazz is a democracy to hear.
Huh.
So,
Thank you, Mr. President.
Does that feel like you're taking a...
Yeah. Well, that's just an interesting
You're
quote.
giving us a speech there.
So
I know. What a
did
great
you
quote.
know this trumpeter before the article?
No, I don't. I feel like the trumpeters that I know that are involved with jazz. Oh, okay. They're in jazz. Like I never even heard of this band, and so it'd be an interesting thing that I would love to talk to Dave about, which is our jazz prof here, because he knows a lot. He knows a lot
What
of
if
people.
Dave's embezzled money?
Wait a minute now.
Oh,
Give
right.
to Gustavus.
Right,
Yeah.
give to Gustavus.
Making enough money to put on the next Gustavus.
Yeah.
What?
But that would be interesting to see his take on it, because it'd be like, what, like, did you know about this? Like these guys, not about the crime, but just like, do you know
Right.
this guy? Like, do you know this group? Is it really good?
I bet he does.
Yeah.
I bet he knows.
And I
at
want to
least
ask
the
him, like,
orchestra.
I want to know, is this frequent in the music industry? Is there stuff that doesn't go out there?
Ugh.
Probably. People are probably stealing money all the time in the music industry. Music industry, like, Tyler, you're in the class now. You probably speak more than I could to it than me and Nick could, since we took it fucking 3 years ago. But, like, there's just a lot of sketchy stuff and contracts that are signed, and, like, who
print.
knows where the money's going? Like,
Yeah.
True.
honestly, like, the artist gets, like, nothing.
Yeah, if you're not studio or producer, like, you don't see all the money.
Well, yeah, it's like studio producer and then these other random organizations that are there just to handle the money. Like, that's
Right.
the weirdest part to me. It's like they've made all of these organizations just to handle money and move them from place to place.
True.
Could you give an example of an organization? That handles
There's
the
like
money?
the Harry Fox organization, or there's just performing rights organizations, PROs. So like their entire thing is they just take money from the gigs and then they distribute it out.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of weird that it's gotten so big to this point where there's just large groups of people there just to handle money for other people and
Yeah.
distribute that money to other
True.
people, and they're getting paid to just move around money.
Yeah.
And in itself, it's kind of like it's your mattress firm, it's your little money laundering.
Very true.
But no, it's just so many ways that money gets moved around in this system that everybody has to be stealing something
Right.
somehow.
There's just too many, like, unmarked boxes, right? There's just too many corners that are cut, and just, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, the music business is, like, fucked.
Well, and then we're
It's
talking
art,
about
though. It's art. It's all art.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like we're talking about, what do you need to put on a movie? Well, you need the mechanical license, you need the
Right.
you need the screen license, you need all these different licenses. I can't speak English.
Yeah.
Licenses?
Yes,
That was
licenses.
correct.
For
Yeah,
playing a song during a movie.
Right.
You got to be paying all these different people all this certain amount of money, and it's just contract after contract
Yep.
after contract.
Yep.
And if you get bigger and bigger, it's just more and more stuff, and it's like,
And that's why you have all right, you're just the money.
Yeah, that's why you have the money
You
guy.
have to. It's just way too much.
it's just wild.
Yeah, it's super weird, because I want to understand the percentage of, like, so you have we'll give you 2 examples. So you'll have one going into John Bellion going to the army. Yeah.
He had a rip in his fucking pants.
Yeah.
I was gonna take a dive.
So you have John Bellion going to the armory, a big venue, bringing in people like Playboy Cardi. You got him also, like you have some big people, you have some smaller people. What percentage of money goes to the performer? Is it a 50-50? How much does the venue take?
No.
So like how much? I want to know how much.
When I took this class, I learned that artists don't make anything on the radio.
Yeah.
They don't make any money on the radio because it's technically advertisement for them, for their brand and their business.
So it's a big thing. So like we're like, oh, we're on the radio now, so it's going out, but like.
Most artists make money from ticket sales and merchandise sold and albums sold at their at their venue, at their concert.
That's what JC would say, because JC, old jazz prof that we had here 2 years ago, great, phenomenal jazz player. He still makes CDs. He's like, predominantly all my profits come from CDs still. And he's like, I put it on band.com.
Bandcamp, yep.
Yeah, Bandcamp, because then they actually pay for the music, because everything else takes away from it.
Right. And that's where we learned about the studios and record labels screw over new artists now because they assign all-in-one deals. So they get a cut out of the merch, out of the CDs, out of the ticket sales. They pre-establish all of that. So their whole career...
Just to get it out there? That's like
and of course, as a new artist, you're like scrapping for anything.
Right, exactly. You don't get a choice because they won't sign you. They won't record you. They won't give you a single record, any of that. They go, no. We get the whole thing. And then you can sign. And that's just the new deals now, which is... You're already screwed from the start. So you can't do anything about it.
Do you think now, with TikTok being within it, do you think someone like that being its own advertisement, creating your own account that is like has 1 million followers just for your singing?
Right.
Do you think that is like some way to like skip over that process of having that guy potentially screw you over?
Yeah, that's why everybody's trying to do it.
Yeah,
and
true.
Nobody gets records.
I mean, it definitely is a good way to
one.
start or get your name out there, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably not sustainable. Like, you can't not
20 viewers.
view or what? You
All right.
But that's like going from that though. It's like because you can make more money being a TikToker,
Off of,
being
like,
a
AdSense?
YouTuber,
Yes.
being off an
100%.
ad, being off of how many
But you
know.
have how many millions competing against you?
Exactly.
You see more guys and gals being like, "I'm the best," and you're like, "What? This is terrible."
Like you're pitchy, bro.
Right.
Like get out of
You're not
here.
even good.
You couldn't even make a D3 college choir.
Right. Oof. But that's the risk though. Is the record labels can say, no, we'll give you a social media guy.
Right.
We'll give you the campaign. We'll give you the commercial.
For free, all in the package.
Well, it's in the package, and they're still taking the cut because when you do that $100,000 commercial, you pay the artist $10,000, and they go, "Oh my, $10,000!" And who's getting the 90?
right.
The studio is. Oh, it's absolutely the artist is set up to fail. 100%. Teddy, anything from the chat?
Matt wants Preston to check his Snap.
Okay.
It's probably going to be a very bad deal for you to
It's
make a fool of
important.
yourself for not very much money.
Just says let Teddy talk more.
I don't know anything about what they were talking about. Like I am in choir.
All right, we'll switch
and
it over to
that's
Henry
about all I
Ruggs,
know
guys. So we
about-
all know Henry Ruggs just got.
Oh, you just cut him off again. Let him say his thing.
Oh my God!
All right,
let's
start again,
let's
Teddy.
keep it.
All right. I am just in choir.
As I was saying,
Oh my God!
and I'm just as interested as all of you guys in chat.
Oh,
I'm just along for the ride.
We could switch it, but like the similar thing to what we're talking about is that like right now, what does it even pay to go through your like having that middleman and having that whatever? When you could go on YouTube, you can start things. You can just be having
Yes.
sponsors come to you.
100%. You don't want to. If you want to be an actor right now, the worst thing you could do is get an agent, a manager, a rep place, and an entertainment lawyer, and
Yeah.
a social media. You'd be out of money in the
Yeah.
first week.
right? Yep.
No, that's true.
You have to get to that point where it's financially smart and time smart. But
And we previously talked about this I feel like in another podcast, but I want to know if you want to make it big on YouTube,
Yep.
and like say potentially in a lot of other, content creating, generalizing.
Yep.
What do you think is your thing that would make it be like, I'm getting the sponsor, I'm like Tim the Tap Man,
You have
I'm
to just
getting
be
Discord.
different.
Yeah, okay.
But not even different. You can create Warzone videos like everyone else.
No, true.
But What do you bring to the table?
No,
That's
but I'm
different.
saying like, what would you do though? What would you
asking us specifically?
What would you do that is be like, this is why I can bring to the table. It's something different than I'm not seeing right now. Then I can get a lot of subscribers.
All right, Tyler, let's hear it.
All right, Tyler.
It's actually an album I love.
Okay.
Tyler's got
Teddy, something from the chat first. We're always excited when Teddy talks. So what?
Well, I mean,
Fuck.
Geneva said, Tyler, throw that ass back when you sit down again, but now he's already sitting down,
okay,
so
my
it's
bad.
too late. I'm sorry.
next time.
I missed the opportunity.
And that was
it.
Hey guys, no more shit comments in chat. They're fucking annoying.
oh god.
Damn.
All right, Tyler, here you go.
All right, but this is along the topic of, being an artist trying to make it. So I have this album from somebody that, graduated from my hometown,
Really?
Her name's Jen Bostic. She went to Nashville, and she was making music, and, she had, like, record deals.
Yeah.
But even once you get one of those, you're still being required to fit into these guidelines of what they want you to do, what they want you to sing, all this stuff. So she never accepted any of them.
Well, that's like...
And that's one of her songs on there is talking about that and how...
Follow your own star.
Is that what it is?
I think it might be that one.
Follow
actually.
your own star. It's a great title.
Okay, so
But it's
that's
actually...
like-
and she's a good artist. Like, she's got good music. But the thing is, it's like, unless you've got some way to promote yourself and put yourself out there, you're not going to be heard unless just on some lucky off chance.
Yeah. It's all luck.
Yeah.
It's all luck. Getting famous and getting whatever on YouTube, it's all luck. And algorithms are just fucked, and like it's just luck. And like that's the whole thing about the Freddie Mercury thing in Bohemian Rhapsody. Remember the movie? We watched it. Whatever. That happened to him and his record deal. They were like, when they pitched Bohemian Rhapsody the song, they're like, this is a fucking 7-minute song. Who's gonna listen to this shit?
Right.
They're like, all songs are like 3 minutes long. No one has a fucking extension like to listen to this song, basically. And they didn't want him to make it, and then they walked out and they signed with a different record deal or record label or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and you have to be at such a privileged spot
That is true.
to make that.
Yes,
decision.
that is also true. But like, yeah, today, yeah, who fucking?
And
knows?
they're never gonna tell the story of Queen's first songs. No. They were never gonna put that in the movie.
Their EPs and demos that are like just shit.
They only briefly went over it like very like minimally or minimal. Like it wasn't like they showed that one of like the hardship that you want to see in the movie to see that, but you actually never experienced. And that, guys, full circle to Dr. Disrespect right now. He said a great quote. He was just is like, everyone can work hard, but it matters to the point. This is not exact quote, but I'm generalizing it. You can work hard. Everyone works hard for it, but you have to be able to perform when you're like at the seat at the table.
Right. Oh,
and
for sure.
Quink did it, like then that Quink did it. Like they did it, and so like all these other people, they get their opportunity. So like, for example, you're watching your Tim the Tatman, you're watching your Dr. Disrespect stream. Who do you got on there? You got some potentially other people that are also streaming, but you don't really know their names. Symphony, Cloaksy, Z Langer. Like I didn't know those guys until whatever.
Right.
But maybe you also have to get on with people like game streaming right now like game streaming is also nuts because TikTok is also another thing for streaming games.
Oh yeah. Tim the Tatman he just in the last couple of days did a $25,000 tournament and a $75,000 tournament. And they talked about one of the matches they're in. There was a glitch that basically disabled a perk Ghost. If you play Warzone, you know what that is. And he made a comment. He goes, "Well, Doc and I are fortunate enough to be here because we're content creators. We're more entertainers than anything else, and that's our community, and they know that, and that's why you guys are here." But these guys, this is their livelihood. Right. They need to win these tournaments, not only to get the money, but like they can't go to another tournament if they don't do well in this one. Right. Like they're held. I would argue similar to sports in the sense of like you perform in big rival games, the scouts are there, whatever it is. If you don't, they're looking for a reason to say no to you. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's signing young talent is looking for a reason to say no. Yeah. They're not looking for the yes.
And it's actually kind of pulling into what Tyler told me the other day. Minnesota has a high school esports channel. They have schools, you got Edina, you got like Roseville going against each other in Valorant and other things like that.
Weird.
And that leads into the conversation that we had last week of esports becoming a thing for D3, D2, and everything else. Like, there's a lot of money that can be distributed in that because of the content creating. So I'm just waiting for someone as big as Dr. Disrespect, someone as big as Tim the Tapman, someone as big as, like H3 for a musician. Like, someone that goes on their channel, like, hey, watch me transcribe this. Boom,
I would say Joji.
Well, yeah, okay.
John Bellion, too.
Yeah, John
Right,
Bellion's
true.
like, documentaries are super good, and like he has productions, but I want to see like a stream. Like I want to see something like creating the music. I want to see like, and I watched a couple guys that they do stream, like, I'm making these live beats right now. I'm doing some like I don't know that many. And that's awesome because you're seeing the talent, you're seeing like all the work putting in right in the moment.
So what you're saying is we're going to be the first ones to do it.
Right now. Here we go.
All right, guys, we're making a song. Yeah, Mark Rebele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Rebele. He does Sunday streams where he'll live mix a beat and take audience suggestions and make a whole song about it. Like, and
He makes
it's
like
like-
comedy songs and
Is that like
Yeah.
Kyle? Have you heard Kyle beats? I showed him all the time. He does like, people will send him like, check out my kit that I sent you. And so then he'll choose a random kit and then make a beat out of it and then make a song out of it and then he'll get vocals in there. So like he'll hire a guy out. And you just don't see much of that happening, but yeah.
Maybe that's the next step. Who knows?
Yeah, it's just it's weird because it's all based on like, imagine having, so we're thinking like, wow, we have 20 people, 20, 30 people on here. Tim the Tapman, like when he's just warming up, eating his meal, he
Right.
has
It's like
43,000.
Yeah, literally.
43,000 people watching in. So it's like, that is so crazy because they don't even look the donations on the bottom. They show the donations just to give the people credit. You have
Thanks for the
$100.
$1,000.
Yeah, $500,000 casual. Just they say thanks. And like, there's so many coming in. They can't be like give personal messages to everyone. But people are dropping money left and right. In just donations, not even from subscribers, not even from the the views that they get on the channel, and also the what am I trying to think of, like not producers, the supporters,
Sponsorships.
Yeah.
thank you, sponsorships. So it's like they're making a lot, like Aiden Ross,
Right. But they're also 1 in a million. They're probably 1 in 10 million. Like, that's the thing though, is like when little kids want to become YouTubers or whatever, or like
content creators or something.
is that it takes a lot of fucking dedication because Tim the Tapman, not only did he have to be good at the game, first of all, which is why people tuned in because they don't want to watch someone that's shit. They also have to like stream constantly, right? Like, and then you have to get lucky, and then maybe someone accidentally raids your stream off an off chance. Then they see you go off, then they come back, right? And it's not what you do when you get lucky; it's what you do with the audience that you have after you get lucky.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you have your one hit that maybe gets 50,000 views, but then with the retention rate of like maybe 1%, like maybe the 500 viewers that subscribed. What do you do with the 500 viewers after that, right? You have to keep constantly like making stuff. You can't just like put out one video a month or something like that.
Right.
Like you have to kind of be on like a schedule now. Like you have to keep performing, which is like what you were saying about the livelihood. Like that's their livelihood now. They have to perform at that level. But yeah, content creation is weird.
Yeah, that I think it's on both sides of the luck, that drive. Like, the only thing you can do is put out quality work that you care about and were determined enough to make it. That has to be personalized. It has to be unique, because otherwise, you're just copying. Like, we're not even going to get into the money bullshit part of it, because you can pay your way in to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that part of it. You're just trying
Like
to
2
make
Chainz.
it. Like any. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not
So
gonna drop
continuing on this whole idea, we got the question.
Yes.
Thoughts on Ninja, and what was the other person? Mixer? I don't know what Mixer is.
Mixer, the streaming
But
service,
this
the
also-
streaming platform
I
that
don't know, must
Facebook
be.
had and then shut down.
Yeah, but thoughts on Ninja, and I also thought of an artist, like a musician that does stuff. MXM Tune actually
Oh,
does.
yeah.
streams.
I actually liked it. I want
Yeah,
to
she
see her
does
live
streams.
a lot. Ninja.
Well,
But yeah, Ninja and Mixer.
I thought. Well, I think they're probably talking about the Ninja Mixer deal when he got bought out to go stream exclusively
And was that Microsoft or was that
Facebook.
That was Facebook?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
I think it was Facebook.
Mixer.
No, but there's Facebook Gaming.
Yeah.
No, it can't be.
It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft.
I don't know.
Gives a fuck.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
well,
dead.
no.
It's dead now.
Well, yeah,
whatever it
but I
was.
remember because I got the app when I remember
Yeah.
getting it. Like
It was
right away.
Microsoft
You want to
Mixer?
look that up? Does someone want to look that up? I want to say Mixer.
Because Z Laner
Was
is
it Microsoft or was it Facebook?
Yeah, check.
right?
Do you know what
Check,
you're
help
talking
us
about?
Even though there's going to be a 20-second
Yeah.
delay.
But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Well, as we
We'll get
wait,
there.
Ninja, that was before like when he was becoming
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Thank
it was
you, Lucas,
Microsoft.
the true gamer.
When I heard about Ninja, like I wasn't in watching YouTube. Yeah, like Ninja had like an interesting like
He had his audience of 10 to 12-year-olds.
yeah, like he had like a crazy audience. He had a different hair color, every time. Like I was more watching, Batman Arkham gameplay.
Right.
Like
I think he was so early on the Fortnite trend. He was just like, I'm the sweaty player that's like,
guy now.
I'm the Fortnite guy. And obviously, we all know what happened to that game. So,
it's still going though. Doc was playing that the other day.
Get moving.
well, yeah, Fortnite is not dead at all.
No,
We don't play it, so
Yeah.
it seems like it's not, not as
He
big.
made a couple. Has he made a mistake?
Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said some things.
He's
he's
definitely
crazy.
done some stuff. I mean, he literally, what was it? Nothing like getting a double kill bot while my braless wife makes me a sandwich that I didn't ask for.
Yeah, and
like
got
he
rain
tweeted
from
that
it.
out, and it's like, who are you
He's
flexing
also
on right
a
now,
fan
buddy?
of the Detroit Lions. That's
Yeah.
how you know he's crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody cheers for the Detroit Lions.
What are they right now? 07, 08?
I don't know.
Nate likes PewDiePie, but Nate doesn't. Does he? Nate, do you like Ninja? I don't remember. I don't know. I never got
Nate
anything.
just said
like,
John's offended by blue hair dye, so.
True.
okay,
Ninja also said the N-word, so.
that was it.
That'll
Ninja?
do it.
I thought it was
What a
PewDiePie.
guy.
They've all said it. They've literally all of them
No,
said
literally all of them said it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not even kidding.
And yet Preston and I talked about that today. They came back. They write their apology,
I have something
video.
to say about that. Yeah, to keep
Yeah,
talking.
no,
I just
I was
wanted
just
a
saying.
mic.
No, they're like. We said they write their apology. Month later, they're already back in it. He
Right.
dropped all, like the sponsors dropped all. Like he lost all his sponsors. He was in a dire need, like literally of everything else, rightfully so. And then he got right back in it.
Yeah, it's kind of. I just think it's kind of crazy just how fast people can forget that shit and just like, kind of like look past that, which
Yeah.
is like, whatever.
We see it foreseen. Like how would we ever come back from that?
No, literally, like, yeah, you wouldn't. And it's like just crazy, like, just how fame can just kind of get you out of things that just like normal people couldn't, or just like, yeah, it's just kind of crazy that they drop some whatever obscene thing, and then they just are like, guys, I know I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. I regret it. Please forgive me. They're sitting on the bottom of their like floor crying or whatever, and they're like, woe is
Pulling
me,
a Trisha,
yeah,
like,
woe is me, I'm the one that messed up, like I don't even know. Some of these like apologies can just get so twisted and like kind of self-centered and not worried about the people they offended, honestly. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy what fame can do to you, especially like probably in this trumpet case. Like he probably got less of a sentence, maybe just, I don't know.
Full circle.
But just like fucking OJ, he got away with fucking murder.
yeah.
Now we're at the good stuff. OJ.
Yeah,
Big
OJ.
OJ.
What about Aaron?
We're supposed to talk more about
Miranda.
Trisha.
Oh, Trisha.
All right, Nick says no. Sorry. We'll talk about OJ.
OJ
I will say about Trisha though that the
OJ did his
frenemies on
time.
H3H3, that was an interesting thing because it was all raw and like people thought that was scripted and
Right.
like they're like, but no, it's real. Like it was actually kind of nuts that watching all that stuff and like or listening on to their podcast and like her just treating like him as just nuts and like just
Right.
practically crap, like that was really a weird thing because like I've never been on a podcast where it's gone like I'm leaving and then gone.
Let's do it right now.
No, I mean, we
leaving.
already have.
Good night.
Nate left once.
True.
Yeah, name it once.
Thank you, Teddy. The one-liner. He was waiting for that.
I know, but it's just
Somebody clip it.
I would be
Kenny
so.
Talks, part 1.
It'd be so nuts if, like, look at Joe Rogan, podcaster. People are looking to get invited on his podcast. People are looking to talk to him. He invites people on, and they're like, great. Whether they smoke a cigar, they smoke a blunt, they like drink whiskey on that,
Right.
and they dive into real stuff. And people take him as like literal, like, I don't know, fact, like, you know, like a political leader potentially, even like him being.
Well, yeah, it's just like that idea, like, oh, they're on this podcast, they must mean something. What they say, that's important.
Yeah, no, literally.
And it's literally just a little status thing. It's just Joe Rogan's built up his little fan base, and now he's on a little pedestal. So if you're on there,
Right.
I mean, and like, he's kind of a crackpot kind of guy.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the
100%.
podcasts that happen, they're kind of crackpot shit.
Yeah.
But people will just believe it.
Oh, yeah.
They love it.
I really like it. Like, to be honest, I really do enjoy his podcast because there's stuff that he brings on that I don't know about the UFOs, about the stuff like that, where
Right.
he's like mediates really well.
Yeah, he's also not he's not afraid to challenge the norm.
Yeah,
Right.
like he challenges what they believe in.
I think the precursor to that, though, was Howard Stern.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
radio show really, truly pushed what large entertainment looked like and what you could talk about in it. So, not to say that they're the same in any way, but like beyond that, they're both comfortable, like you said, Preston. Like they'll talk about whatever because they can. 100%.
Yeah, they have the audience. I mean, what was the deal that Joe Rogan got? 100 million from Spotify to just strictly stream on Spotify?
And he still puts highlights on YouTube. He still gets money from YouTube. And like the best part is he was a comedian. He's a UFC commentator. This is his passion. This is his hobby, and yet he has all of that.
Yeah.
And like he got the popularity from
His subreddit is weird about that though, because for some reason he still focuses way too much on his stand-up.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like,
always
no,
does.
the podcast. This is what you're literally called for. And he's like, man, new special, working on it, going to Austin.
Yeah.
You're like, no, like don't do it for that.
Yeah.
Do it for your podcast.
And he always does that. Like he always talks about the comedy shop, you know, or was
Right,
it?
yeah,
the comedy shop. He always
comedy
talks about
store and
comedy
the-
store,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
always talks about like the gig, you know, one night, and like hearing about his life, and even in that, because like comedians in itself, that's even less than the, you know,
Yeah.
that's even weirder. That's even a weirder industry.
For
because
sure.
like, and he has really good bits on that stuff. Not even like comedic bits, just like him talking about you're supposed to make something funny that has been horrible. Like that's what people want.
Right.
And he has like a trouble with a lot of that stuff.
Didn't he also do was he the host of Fear Factor?
Yep.
That was his other show. And
Yep.
that had to have progressed. I don't know where it would have been. All of his specials he's been bald, so he must have done Fear Factor before that.
Yeah, I think he did.
So then TV personality, I mean, then you're just kind of building yourself into,
Right.
you're already talking to people, you're already kind of in that role. But all right, OJ clip.
Where's Tyler?
Tyler's watching.
yeah,
I hope it's not an
Tyler's-
OJ clip. I hope it's the Teddy clip.
Yeah.
Ah, that's great. All right, we're
But-
talking about OJ.
Just sent it to me.
That's an interesting thing though about like Joe Rogan, because when I think of watching, you know, paying for a fight, who do I want commentating that? Joe Rogan.
100%.
That-
No,
that's
he
what
is
I want.
one of the
He's good.
greatest
Wait, he's still
voices.
commentates fights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Have you-
watch UFC. I don't
Oh.
fucking know.
I
Well,
really
he's
like
the
watching
meme, though,
UFC.
where all the guys at the table, what? You know?
Yeah, he
Never
goes
seen it.
nuts. He's almost high every time he does it. But like he sits back there, and Dana White looks exactly like Joe Rogan, which is
True.
even funnier.
A couple of meatheads.
Yeah, a couple literally bald,
Just lug
skinhead
nuts.
guys
Yeah.
who can kickbox. And like that's another thing. Joe Rogan lives in, was it Utah? Like he has some farm.
No,
out-
he's
I
in
believe it.
Texas.
no, but he has a
Oh, he lived
he
there?
has like some place. It's like Idaho,
Montana?
Utah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
yeah, yeah,
Montana.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
somewhere around there. And like
yeah,
he
gun
sits
range, and that's where he gets
you
all
know,
his
he's
elk
like
meat. And yeah.
Blazarian, you know, like
Yeah.
he has out there. And then he always drop like, you know, I was out on the farm doing shrooms. You know, like he does some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But-
Isn't Chappelle in Utah?
I think it's Wyoming. maybe.
Oh, Wyoming.
Well, I know that he went and visited Kanye in Wyoming when Kanye was having his mental breakdown or whatever. But that's the thing though, is that like some of these guys, they just want to get out of the life. Like they just want to go live on a fucking ranch in Montana or something like that. Like it's kind of weird how like, I mean, honestly, I don't know if we'll ever know it, but like if fame does something to you, bro, like it fucks with you.
Right.
No, exactly, because you'd feel paranoid because all eyes are on you. And sometimes, in the small world that we live in, we always like, sometimes it's like, I feel like we can't do anything and someone's going to like comment on whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? Here, that's every action you do. You walk out, of the building.
Right.
Say you're going
You
to
pick
Walmart.
your asshole, and then people are like,
yeah, literally.
Preston
like you
picked
see
his asshole.
Like you see so many photos of like
You're at
Jonah
the G-Wo
Hill.
picnic.
I
He's
fucking
like,
hate cancel culture. It's the worst.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
not?
You can't
True.
pick your asshole in public anymore.
No,
it's
exactly.
the
Hey,
worst.
somebody
Just let
clip
me
that.
pick
Teddy
my
talks part
asshole.
too.
I mean, but there is like something to say
Guys,
about
I'm
cancel
concussed.
culture.
Give me a break.
Like,
Yeah.
is it acceptable? Like, there are some people that are like straight up just poison to the internet.
Yeah.
Dude, we just did our proposals today for my comm course, and somebody's doing it about cancel culture. And I said, okay, you need to look up and define mob mentality and how that plays on the line.
Oh, it's big time.
It's
I've
all it
definitely
is.
been taken part of cancel culture where it's like everyone's hopping on. Let's see what it is. Might as well. You know what I mean?
Rip
Yeah.
to shreds.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and we gotta acknowledge our status.
Yeah.
We're all straight white males as far
Yes.
as,
Right.
as far as we all know.
Yeah.
Not after this show. I'm sucking each and every one of you.
X Hamster Live, real
What?
quick.
So, typically when you look at cancel culture, they're majority white, majority male,
Like people getting canceled or people
getting canceled.
Okay.
Those, but also that's kind of the celebrity.
Right.
There's just
Majority.
Okay.
yes, that's just what it is.
Speaking
It's
of
a male dominant.
cancel
Straight-
culture and cancer to the internet,
Yep. Let's hear it.
did you guys see that Keemstar is retiring from drama?
Is he actually?
But
Really?
is it like done?
Or is it a ploy
Or
to
is
get
it like
Yeah.
yeah. Now he's Keemstar. He's not drama alert
Yeah.
anymore.
I killed my wife. You guys see that?
What?
The Ace family, like,
I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
I don't know.
heard
They
about
like
it.
talked about like I think they like faked a miscarriage or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like fuck like
Didn't
that.
they get kicked out of their house?
Yeah, and they embezzled money. Well, they got evicted first of all.
Right.
Do you guys know about the Ace family? Family YouTube channel. They basically just exploit their kids for views and like they're just fuckers. And they hosted this big basketball tournament where they were gonna like match money that was donated, and they didn't ever like word just stopped. Like the fucking basketball whatever tournament celebrity whatever TikTok
Right.
whatever was hosted,
Right.
and they raised all this money, and they were just like, well, where'd the money go? And nothing's ever happened from it.
Dude, we're just okay in every element of status of fame. They've all been affected by this. They've all been.
Oh yeah, Nate says they faked their kid having cancer. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Way to
And
go,
that
guys.
was Keemstars, right?
No, that was
No,
the
no.
Ace family.
That was the Ace family.
It's just like some of these like family YouTubers, like you ever think about like the fucking Ryan's world or whatever.
Ryan's kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan's world or whatever the fuck, where they're like,
Ryan?
all right, start fucking start talking, little boy, about your fucking favorite toy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's like his life. He probably doesn't even go to school anymore and live a normal life.
No, he has a
it's like the
Nintendo Switch
Truman
game.
Show.
He absolutely does.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
the Truman Show at that point.
Yeah, literally. You're living in this
always
fucking box
watching.
and you're making YouTube fucking videos. You don't even know. They're probably not even just saving up for his college fund. They're probably just spending it and burning the cash like it's
No,
fucking
it's
hay.
like the
doesn't matter. He's making
TLC.
more- he has his
The
own
beginning
toy
of
brand.
it, the beginning of all that stuff was TLC. And like
True.
you get on breaking Amish, or you get these people that are like living out in whole
Yeah,
bunch
speaking of
nowhere.
Amish, you guys ever seen the show Vanilla Ice Goes Amish?
Yes, that's the worst
Chat,
seen it, no.
show I've ever
chat.
seen.
I am not Amish. Stop it.
We got a lot of.
All right, so Teddy's Amish. Make sure you drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Say Ted is Amish.
Say
That's
Teddy, it's
fun
okay to be
college
Amish.
career.
Ted is Amish.
Yep.
It's okay to
Teddy
be
gets a
Amish. Any
diversity
of those.
scholarship for being Amish.
Yeah,
He
literally.
loves the show. He said he loves the
The Vanilla Ice goes Amish?
That's
Thank
great.
you. Okay, so John, what were you saying about TLC? Just all those fuck shows?
I'm just saying, like, TLC is, like, always the
It's
cringe. You
Teddy's
got
Amish, if
Dr.
you're gonna
Pimple
hashtag.
Popper. You
Okay,
got all
Teddy
this.
is Amish.
And
No,
you
Ted.
got, like, these families of, like, well, what was the
Honey
big
Boo Boo.
Yeah, honey. You got the big family where the brother,
John and
like, the
Kate plus
12
8. That's
the
one of
12
the big family ones.
the 12 plus kids where the one
20
of the
and
son,
counting or something like that? Yeah,
and the
yeah.
one that the son
42
is
and
like
fucked
for
up.
sexual
Yeah.
assault or something like that.
What?
I still
He
think
was-
that
he had,
all
like,
of it
child
still ties in
pornography or
this-
something.
What is it? What is it about fame and recognition and all this? Because we've from first article Trumpet Guy all the way to TLC Honey Boo Boo. Like,
Right.
what is it about fame that? I mean, obviously we don't know because we're not famous yet.
Yes.
Thanks for helping.
We had
us.
Mark it
22
now, mark it
viewers
now.
earlier. We had 22 viewers earlier. So, I mean,
Oh my
amazing.
god,
Wild.
that's crazy.
The 14 people watching, which I think 3 of us are us on our phones
No,
right now.
that's not true. That's not.
Oh,
a
that's
thing.
true. That's true. That's true. My bad. No, but
God bless.
I mean, and it's. What was I even gonna go on? No. It's sometimes I'll get like random TikToks from like those really famous people where they've got millions of likes, and I look at their content
who
and
the
I'm
fuck
like,
are you?
what are you posting?
Yeah.
Who are you? And why? Like YouTube Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Who are all these channels that are just posting and they're getting millions on millions of views?
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it just looks like absolute shit. But there's people that are watching it.
Yeah.
People love
It's
it.
like, how does that work?
Well, if it's kids that would just blew my mind a couple days ago in class, we talked about how if you're younger than 8 years old, you do not have the cognitive skills to know what is story/content and what is advertisement and marketing. You don't have the ability to tell. So you think about Ryan's Toys, all that stuff. Any kid that's underneath 8 years old cannot comprehend that they're being sold products. That's all unboxing is.
They're not
It's
playing with
advertising.
fucking I don't know, Cars 3 toys because they love Cars 3. It's because they got a fucking brand deal and now they're playing with Cars 3. All right, guys, I looked it up. There's 23,000 to 24,000. They don't even have an exact number of YouTubers, like YouTube channels that have over 1 million subscribers. Think about that.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
There's so many unknown.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
No
watch
idea.
any of these. Like I probably maybe like 20 of them. Like there's just so many people that like have a following that you're like, who?
Going back to the fame thing, it's the instant gratification. I think what it is at that point. Going into it is like with fame, and that's how you get a bunch. I mean, for example, Mac Miller is the perfect example of him saying like all the time, like it doesn't matter, I'm unhappy. You know, like Juice WRLD said that too all the time. He was like, I could have all the money in the world, I could have all this stuff, but it still doesn't matter. And so like deep down, they're making this content, they're doing this whatever, but it maybe comes down to like personal growth, like how they were like grown up, how they were like parented. Like I really don't know like how fame changes a person, but I feel like it is just the instant gratification and feeling sheltered, because with fame everyone knows you and then you want your own space, and you can't have like you can't trust anyone potentially, you know.
True.
Like do you want something from me or do you actually like me? It's just a lot of like paranoia, I feel like.
Dude, yeah, you'd go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. Like do you actually like my music, or you just think of like, oh, do I just look good, or like what is it? You know what I mean?
The clout.
Yeah, it's like, is it just for the clout, or is it even, for example, like, and so that's why I feel like YouTube potentially is the most raw type of fame, because like you have just like maybe I don't know,
Yeah,
it's different because
it's
a lot of people
strange to figure it out.
yeah, like because you're having a lot of people hide behind a screen, they're typing in their chat in the live stream, you know, they're doing a lot of other stuff, they're giving the support, you have moderators in the chat, you have like all these certain things, you know, going on. But when you're like a TV star, like a singer, or, you know, an actress, you know, actor, stuff like that, everywhere you walk, they're like, oh, you're that guy from the whatever. Like, let me take a photo, you know, and I'm just trying to get Starbucks right now.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
True.
that might be a mental health on that. And then it's just is like,
Right, like
well,
on the screen, they're just
let
it's
me
just
buy-
a number.
yeah,
But
it's-
then you actually like see it in real life. You're like, wait a damn minute.
right. And so, like, I don't know, like, do they get counseling? I would love to know, like, if there are there people getting counseling
Fame
from
counseling.
yeah, like low key, like
Probably.
understanding that. I'd love to talk to that about someone who's like,
And like, yeah, like I mean, I don't know what you're about to say, Teddy, but like, I know that like Charlie D'Amelio and like them, like they're fucking what? They were like 15 when they got famous. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't even know how to handle that. That's just crazy.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say it's crazy that like some people will be like online, they'll just act so thankful and have so much gratitude for their fan base, but then they'll just have so many people talking to them in public, and then they're just blatant assholes to them. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Right.
Like,
But also,
that's just
like,
so weird.
imagine, I would, low key, sometimes I'd be like that too. I'm just trying to get a fucking cheeseburger and someone's trying to just like jerk my dick off in fucking McDonald's. Or just like, imagine when people like try to come to your house and like try to just like do random shit. It's just like, I'm just trying to have a 4th of July picnic with my
that
family.
explains the Wyoming.
Right. Okay,
Get
that's
out.
actually true.
Get out. There's
don't-
no chance, and,
Right.
and you have 2 miles each way to get to your property. Where like
Right.
even if they find your property, it's like, no, I got guards on the border there. You're not getting anywhere near me.
True.
Yeah.
I live in McDonald's.
Fuck
The
it.
McDonald's in Montana.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Getting my dick jerked off in McDonald's.
Yeah, we actually got the comment as a guy who's had his dick jerked in McDonald's. It actually is okay.
Good to know.
Nice.
No, but I mean, like, you got, like, even the royal family, you know?
Crown. shows
Once
a
you
good
get to
show
that
from
point, it's like everything you do is watch, and it's like, for what reason? And it's like, who you marry, that matters. Who you like who's in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and that's got to be another factor too. But does it really mean anything? I mean, think about the difference of.
But they don't know.
But think about the difference. We'll go back to D'Amelio. If she just didn't exist, do any of our lives change? Not
No.
really.
Right.
She could be completely gone from the platform, and it doesn't change our lives.
No, it's just an entertainment factor. It's like it's all media entertainment.
Right.
Would I say sports is obviously sports is entertainment, and the same thing as you talked about last week is that if there's no sport, like broadcasting, like they still had sport broadcasting great, but like they don't need to be paid that much. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's still like the similar thing. It's like we could be still doing our daily lives. There's people out there that don't even know about a lot of the stuff that we know, like even the YouTubers that we're talking about, stuff like that. That doesn't matter. Like the YouTubers that we watch, doesn't matter. We do it for our personal enjoyment.
Right.
And why do we enjoy it? That's what I question. Why do I enjoy watching people stream a game that, like that I enjoy, or like why do I watch someone unboxing something else, or like is it like am I
We live through them, basically.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Then that's why it ties back to the whole like it's got to be you. What do you provide to it? And like when we watch Tim, we watch Doc, it's like, "Oh, I'm getting to know that. I'm getting to know that character, whatever it is."
Right.
But the
new generation of kids.
I was going to say going back to the article. Where we started the whole thing.
Yeah.
He got away from that personal drive to create and make music. And you got he got blinded by the greed of the money, and that's why he in our eyes we can be as big as we want or not, but like he lost the artist drive where it used to just be about
having
creating.
his voice in music.
Right. And now the fame, which he clearly had, must have altered along the way, where that money just gets in his head, and it's not about the craft anymore. Damn shame.
I agree. And it's definitely like there's people that you see in the cities who are musicians, who are gigging, who are doing a lot of stuff like that, and they haven't made it big time yet, and they have the talent. They have like, heard the sound before, Jake Ballin, for example. He's a jazz trumpeter. Fantastic. You don't hear any of the lines he drops like, anywhere else. And still, like even members of Snarky Puppy,
like Jake Baldwin plays with my sister's fiance.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know that band.
Like there's so many good things out there, but it's just that like he's enjoying life because he's putting his voice out there. He's doing what he wants to do. He's doing it. And he's living a life of like money aside. This is what I'm doing and this is what life is filling. But once you get a taste of that money and what you can do with that, then you're like, even for example, like working loose like comparison, but working a manual labor job is construction. You get a lot of money from that. I get a lot of money from doing, you know, like working through stuff like that. Like working through like Total Clean and working, you know, like whatever construction opportunities, stuff like that comes through it. Like there's a lot of money out there, and then you just have the freedom to do things that you want to do. There's no like, okay, I'm gonna wait, make sure I really want to do that. It's like, boom, I can have it now.
Yep. My mom says people either there's two types of paths you can follow in life. You can either live your dream while you're at work, or you can live your dream outside of work.
Yeah.
And with that, follow your dreams, kids, but not too far to where you let the fame go to your head. This has been the LooneyBin Podcast, Season 2, Episode 2. Follow us on all the socials at LooneyBin Creative. That's our YouTube channel, our productions, whatever.
So, yeah, we have an Instagram, LooneyBin Creative. We have LooneyBin Production.
Yeah,
Instagram.
It's actually on the Twitch channel. So, God bless.